We're back again, studying stats, evaluating matchups, and most importantly, winning free pizza here in Week 11. We had some great picks last week and one that disappointed, but overall, I'm pretty proud of it. Who I told you to start, Carson Palmer, ended with 14.64 fantasy points, and Antonio Brown, who ended with 20.4, so we can't be mad at that sort of production. Who I told you to leave out, Brandon Cooks surprisingly snuck his way into the end zone and ended with 15.8 fantasy points, so we're a little off track there. Second sit was Kristen Michael, who ended with 2.6 and surprisingly got released by the Seahawks as their lead running back Thomas Rawls is back. Surprised to see it, but hey, it happens, that's fantasy. Our breakout player of the week was David Johnson. He was projected to put up some legendary numbers against an awful Niners defense, but instead, he just put up really good numbers. He ended with 5 catches, 46 yards, 55 rushing yards, and 2 touchdowns to total 22.1 fantasy points, and I can never complain about that. Who we're going to start this week in Week 11? I'm going to go with Ben Roethlisberger. Big Ben is back, and in his debut, he killed it, racking up 3 touchdowns against the Dallas Cowboys. This week, they have the Cleveland Browns, whose defense is allowing a touchdown on over a third of opposing teams' drives, and I don't think they have an answer for Antonio Brown or Le'Veon Bell. I think he throws for over 300 yards and 2 scores this Sunday. My second start is LeGarrette Blount of the New England Patriots. Blount has been the lead back of the Patriots all season long, and he's averaged 3.7 yards per carry, which, while it doesn't sound fantastic, he has 12 touchdowns on the year. Dion Lewis is back from injury, but it's pretty clear that LeGarrette Blount is their lead back, especially in goal line situations. Keep him in your lineups for Week 11. Who are we going to leave out this week? Number 1, I'm going with Willie Snead of the New Orleans Saints. Surprisingly, and I think to everyone's surprise, he snuck in the end zone 2 separate times last week against a very talented Broncos defense. The Saints are hard to pick as they have so many different weapons and you never know who's going to get the score, but in Week 11, I think it's going to go to Brandon Cooks and Michael Thomas. Second sit of the week is Jarvis Landry of the Miami Dolphins. He's been kind of a fantasy bust all season long, only has 1 touchdown and ranks 26th at the position ranking. I don't think he's going to get anywhere on a stingy Rams defense in Week 11, and if you can afford it, let's bench him. Last few weeks for my breakout player of the week, I've tried to play it a little safe. Not this time, not in Week 11. I'm taking a reach and I'm going with DeAndre Hopkins of the Houston Texans. He's been a pretty big fantasy bust all season long, but that has more to do with a highly efficient Brock Osweiler under center, and this week they have a favorable matchup against the Oakland Raiders, who are allowing the most yards in the AFC to opposing receivers. If Osweiler can step his game up, look for huge numbers from Hopkins. That's all I have for you in Week 11. Make sure you set your lineups and let's win some free pizza.